I'm at the downtown park in my area, and I just see a bunch of ducks just like sleeping, and it's very cute. Look at them, they're just sleeping. That's adorable. Wow, guys, I just thought I'd give a little update. I have just been tired every single day. Mike and I decided to rewatch Stranger Things, so we've been working on watching that, and we're on season 2 now. We just got done. We're about to brush our teeth, but I'm working on getting stuff back in my room. Oh my goodness, though, I've been so tired, which I'm going to bed kind of early, which is so weird for me, but probably good considering that I'm gonna have to get up early on Saturday for our 5K, so maybe this is good practice. Today is a beautiful day. It would be a perfect day to go for a run, except for the fact that I walked 6 miles yesterday and my legs feel like they're going to fall off today. So, I hung out with my friend Megan again, and I'm sure again, eventually maybe if she feels up for it, I'll talk to her about being in the vlog at some point. But my vlogs have kind of been taking a backseat lately, because I just like... so much going on, man. Like, I know I've mentioned that I put in my 2 weeks at my movie theater job, which I am genuinely relieved about. But today, I just found out that I will likely not be able to go back to school until fall. So that sucks, because in my mind, I was like, oh, no, I'll get this all done before spring quarter starts. Now, I was kind of iffy about it, I'll admit. I was a little iffy about it. 1 second. That's better. I had like a weird... Okay. Fixed the lens. It had some weird fuzziness to it. Anyways, well, I was hesitant about the idea that I could start this spring quarter, which starts April 4th. But I thought, oh, this could be possible. This could be possible. I thought I was awarded money for financial aid, but it was some sort of confusion in the system. So when I had filled out financial aid stuff, it said that, like, it awarded me financial aid for, like, 2016, 2017, and I'm like, what? And they go by award year, so you can't just, like, use it on a different year. So I was like, what the heck? And now I've gone there because I had my career counseling meeting, one of my millions of career counseling meetings, today, and she had me go on to it, and from her back end, she could see it's not actually 100% processed yet. But I did do it. It was done right, I think, but I guess it's not 100% processed. And I'm like, great. And then she goes on to say that it'll probably take quite a few months for the process, and I was like, wait, what? Like, why was I not told this before? Like, I feel like I remember having to wait, in the past, like, you do have to wait a while to find out if you qualify for financial aid. But yeah, I had gotten emails saying it was processed for this, like, for 22, 23. And I'm like, okay, doesn't that mean that it's processed? Because it said it's processed, but apparently not 100%. I don't freaking know. And it is driving me up the wall. Because of that, on top of the fact that there is an entire new admissions process to the school I'm looking at right now, because it was one I was at before, so I now have to go to the school on the days that they are open for in-person stuff, which is only Tuesdays and Wednesdays, by the way, because COVID messed everything up. And I'm like, why can't they open Monday through Friday and just have limited hours or something? Like, come on. Like, have us wear masks or something. I don't know. Just freaking A. I am very frustrated today. I'm sure you could tell. I think Sleek and I are going to try to go tomorrow. But, we'll see how that goes. But just to see if I can get in there. And I have to get a new ID. And I have to do all this stuff. And at least we kind of know what program I want to study. So I had thought once we found that out, all I got to do is enroll. It's fine. Nope. I was wrong, as I am in most of these cases. This is why this stuff really messes with my anxiety bad, because, like, I couldn't believe how things seemed like they were just falling into place. This is great. It was fantastic. And I'm, like, always thinking in my head, in my anxiety brain, what's the catch? What's the catch? Well, here it is. It's the worst part, because mentally I'm almost, like, validating my concerns, which is not helpful for my anxiety. I'm just saying. And it's really hard to decompress from that thought. You know, like, oh, there's always going to be a catch. No matter what, there's always going to be a catch. You know, like, I hate that thought process. And it drives my life a lot. And I'm tired of it. Anyway, sorry. So, guess there was a catch. Screw that. It's fine. I know it's a process. I do. I really do. So right now, all we can really focus on is trying to find a new job, because I put in my 2 weeks at my main job, so, and I don't want to go back. I really need to move on from her. That was the reason, one of the biggest reasons I started this process of the career stuff, because I needed to move on from where I was. And even though there's been some bumps in the road here, I'm thankful that I at least had the encouragement, I guess, or like the motivation to put in my 2 weeks so that I could move on from where I was. But yeah, so now I get to start the process of a whole new job, which starts with trying to put together your resume again, which is always a horrid process. I vented on Facebook about this, and like, I only have friends on my Facebook, so like people that I know, but like I vented like crazy. I'm just like, how can they expect you to write your entire ability as a worker on a one single sheet of paper, and they still won't hire you if you don't use what they're looking for, like word wise? Like, if you're not, the right word is not used. Oh, we're looking for this, like we need this category. Oh, you didn't use that word, bye. It's just kind of like, are you kidding me? Nobody is perfect, for one. So to expect someone to write a resume that has perfect grammar, perfect word choice, perfect formatting, it's just unrealistic. It's no wonder people struggle with getting jobs all the time. And it's very, very infuriating. And I've had a long day today because of this. And I need to come outside. And I might go for a small walk because my legs are still dying. But I need to like figure this out. I'm so sick of getting so stuck because of these things. And it's rough, man. It's rough. I certainly have something to talk to my behavioral counselor about, my therapist. You're like, hey, this happened and I had a couple breakdowns. What should I do? God. Anyways, I'm gonna go and try to see if I can just like, I really wanted to try to start the resume today, but it's not happening, I don't think. If Sleek and I are doing that thing tomorrow, she says she wants to help me, so maybe we'll do it tomorrow, but I don't know for sure. We'll just see. Wish me luck. I think this is just gonna be a longer one today. The last clip I made was like 8 minutes long. Hopefully I cut it down enough. And then I remember that these are connected because I'm really behind on vlogs. Shocker. I'm gonna put these on. Anyway, so I was deciding to go for a little walk because it is a nice day today, and I just really need to like think through things. Sometimes just vlogging helps. I don't know why, but it can. And I'm thinking a lot around my anxiety and how crippling it can be when it comes to things like resumes and like finding a new job. It's terrible. Like, it truly is crippling, and I'm trying so hard to combat it. I was given this resume essentials thing from my career counselor, and I read through all of it, and my thoughts were like, I'm gonna start my resume. That's what I'm gonna do today. But after reading everything, I just felt frozen. And that's a really big problem of mine that I really need to work through. When I get so overwhelmed, I freeze up and I don't want to do it. It used to happen to me in high school all the time. There's a lot of cars right now. I am so sorry. It used to happen to me in high school all the time, which is why I had such terrible grades when I was in school, because I'd get so overwhelmed with homework that I'd freeze up and just not do it. You know, so it's just kind of like this crazy spiral, and I don't want to just say anxiety is the reason why, but I mean, it truly is. It's a very impactful disorder. It really is. And yes, I'm taking medication, which I might need to consider upping a little bit, because I'm starting to find myself freezing up easily again, and I don't want to freeze. I feel like this happens when it comes to adulting things, and people could just look at me and be like, oh, well, she's just like immature or whatever, but no, it's like, I wonder if there is an actual mental disorder. You know how there's phobias, right? And that's a big thing. That's a thing, right? When someone has a phobia of something, they really can't control that. Maybe with medication, maybe. I'm thinking there is a phobia of adulting, because I swear, getting new jobs, writing resumes, trying to go to college, trying to find your own apartment, trying to wrap your head around the idea of driving, all those things are the main things that I freeze over. And they're all related to growing up. And I always hated growing up. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a phobia of growing up. The Peter Pan phobia. I just coined that. If it's not already a thing, that's what it's called now. I have the Peter Pan phobia, Peter Pan syndrome. I don't want to grow up, but in a way that it can be debilitating to me. No matter how much I like to push past it, sometimes I can't. I'm trying to work on it, but we'll see. Anyways, I'll talk to my therapist and see if that is a possible thing that exists in this world, because I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I keep having thoughts growing on this idea now. The Peter Pan phobia, or the Peter Pan syndrome, or Peter Panning. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. Here's the stigmatized side of that idea, that you're just lazy and you don't want to do anything, you don't want to work hard. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. Am I lazy sometimes? Yes, aren't we all? But like, it's so much deeper than like just not wanting to do something. It's just that fear, you know, of having to rely on yourself and failing. That is where my fear stems from. And that's where the fear of growing up, I think, stems from for me. I don't like being independent, even though I need to work on being independent. And I understand that. I also mean that in a deeper way too, not just like, I want to depend on people. No, fear of failure is really what it is, I think, honestly. I fear failing at trying to adult, essentially. Birdie, hi. Anyways, so that's my thoughts for now. Okay. Cute. So Mike set up a little profile on his computer for me, since this is the only version of a desktop I have access to right now. And his side is just clouded with like files everywhere. So he thought of making one for me, but look at it. He put a raccoon in the background. And even on his little drawing thing, he put a raccoon. It's so cute. Makes me so happy, thank you. He knows how much I needed that today. It's very cute. Hey guys, so we've made it to the end of the vlog. If you made it this far, you are a champion. Thank you so much. This was a long vlog, but it was also more of like a venting, like what I'm going through right now kind of vlog. I did want to mention that I looked up Peter Pan syndrome, and apparently it is a thing. I don't know if it's like officially diagnosable. It sounds like it's almost like a society thing, but it's not exactly what I was thinking. It was basically talking about, like, you know, having the mind of a child in the body of an adult, which sounds very different than what I was kind of, and like an immaturity. In this case, like, I wasn't really trying to refer to being immature. It was just, like, emotional. I was, basically in the definition, it said emotionally immature or something, and I'm like, not exactly what I mean. For me, I guess it could be a form of immaturity with not wanting to get stuff like done. But like, I don't know. It's more than just like, you know, not wanting to do something. It's so much deeper than that. And so I thought I'd change it up to call it the Peter Pan complex, even though that might have its own kind of thing and might relate to the same thing. But I'm gonna call it the Peter Pan complex because that makes sense to me. And I honestly do feel like this is something I struggle with, in the sense of the fact that all my anxiety triggers when it comes to things that involve adulting. And I don't know where that comes from. I've just always been anxious from like day one. I never wanted to grow up. So I guess that must be it, but it's not, I don't do it in an immature way. I'm not one of those like people that just like go party and like, you know, block it all out. No, I'm like the complete opposite of that. So I just thought I'd clear that up before I conclude this video. Thank you again for watching this. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!